Pentatonix, and welcome to the world of Ha!
Hey everyone, Hassan here. Welcome to the world of Ha. Today, I have a Pentatonix reaction video for you. That's right, you heard me correctly. You're like, wait, Pentatonix? Who's that? You probably forgot already because it's been so long since I've recorded a reaction, but I'm back. And before we get into the reactions, I got a lot to explain. So skip ahead a few minutes if you don't care about the background and all that stuff, but I do feel like I owe a bit of an explanation. I have not reacted in a long time, and I'll tell you why. My love for the band has not gone away. I still am a huge, huge fan of Pentatonix. I think there's really two main reasons. One is life has been busy between, work, family. My son, Idris, is 2.5 years old now. Mashallah. I mean, it's crazy that time is just flying by, so quickly and everything. And so, it's one of those things that other things have taken priority. And when I have gone on YouTube, I've jumped to doing more live streams for, unboxing Pokemon cards or other toys or whatever, because that's just been easier to do without having to edit stuff. Which brings me to the second point, and probably the biggest point, is when doing Pentatonix reaction videos, YouTube has become a major pain. My videos have gotten immediately flagged for copyright claims, not for copyright strikes. I've never gotten a strike on the channel, thankfully, knock on wood, been fine. But copyright claims, which lately has mean just the video's blocked. And in the past, what that's done, I've tried a couple different things. So I've mostly tried cutting out bits of songs or editing it down further, and then I upload again, gets blocked again, edit it some more, upload again. By the time I end up doing it, I've edited the video and uploaded it like 6 times. I'm completely just demoralized, and I've lost all my energy and excitement at this point because I've just been chopping away all these different things, and it's just taken way too long. And I get a video out there, and then people in the comments complain because oh, you chopped out so much, this thing just is terrible now, what a terrible reaction. And I'm like, I know it is terrible because I wanted to do the full reaction, but YouTube is not letting me, and I chop it down. And then lately, the last time what I ended up doing, because I would not dispute copyright claims in the past, because I have this fear from YouTube, because they warn you dispute things too much, and if they disagree with you, whoever the YouTube people are, that could negatively impact your channel. So I've always had this fear of that. I recently had to dispute something because I just gave up on re-editing, and then they eventually did bring the video back. So I do have that option, but it's just been very, very demoralizing and frustrating. And that's kind of taken away the excitement for me on reactions. I know there's other reactors out there. I know people are doing it. The short answer is your mileage may vary. Different people have different issues. A lot of other people had issues years ago, and I didn't. It's only in recent years that I've had copyright issues with doing reaction videos. So for me, it used to be no problem. Now I'm getting challenged by it, and that's been frustrating. So it's been one of the things where I've been very excited to react to Pentatonix, but the thought of it just didn't seem fun to me because of having to deal with YouTube. But at the same time, I don't want to give up on that. And it's one of those things that eventually I realized, you know what? Whatever. If I have to fight it, if I have to dispute the copyright claims, do whatever, I'm going to do it. I'm going to try, and I'm going to get my reactions out there. And just to be clear, me not reacting to Pentatonix for months, I haven't watched any of those things or listened to any of the new stuff. So I always knew that I would try again. So I always saved that. So I have not just ended up just giving up and saying, oh, I'm just going to watch this, whatever. No, I've saved my reactions for YouTube. It's just, I've literally held off on watching some music videos and some songs for months just because I've been waiting to do this. So here I am. And full disclosure, I tried this back in October last year. So it's been almost a year where I actually filmed a bunch of reactions related to their holiday album, Holidays Around the World. And then the thought of editing and having to deal with the copyright stuff just didn't sound exciting to me, and I never uploaded it. So this is going to be a very, very long reaction video because I just want to get it all out there. I just want to catch up and be done with it so that I can finally just try and enjoy and be excited about Pentatonix again. So I just wanted to get all that out there to explain it and the reason why I haven't been reacting. But Pentatonix is one of the things that I love so much, and I will continue to support and continue to react to. For those that don't know, if this is the first time that you're finding this channel, you're like, what is the dude complaining about? Who is this guy? Just for the record, throwing this out there, I am one of, not the first, but one of the first people to ever react to Pentatonix on YouTube. And I am, and I don't think there's anybody else out there that can say this, but let me know in the comments if you think otherwise. I am the longest running reactor to Pentatonix on YouTube, meaning from my first Pentatonix reaction to today, because I'm catching up, nobody else has been reacting to Pentatonix as long as I have consistently. People that have started before me, there's one or two others, I think, they have not reacted to Pentatonix in years or a long time. And I don't want to give up on that. I want to continue doing it because I'm excited by it. Excuse me. Sorry, I had to sneeze. But I'm excited by it, and I just want to share my passion and excitement for the band with you all. That's ultimately all it ever was, right? The YouTube copyright stuff just takes the fun out of it. I just want to just get it out there, react, share it, talk about it, and just be a part of the community there. So that's what we're going to do. So let me explain what's going to go down, all right? Because I have a lot to catch up on. Like I said, this is going to be a very, very long video. I don't even know how long. I'm scared to think about it. I still have to edit all this. It's going to be long. So back in October, I recorded some reactions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut to those reactions. I'm going to chop up some bits and pieces where I'm talking about life and giving you an explanation back in October, because that's no longer valid, and I already gave you an explanation. But what I reacted to is there was a new version of the song Sweet. So I'm going to have that. And then I reacted to the Holidays Around the World album. At the time, the album just released, meaning it was just the songs, no music videos, except for the music video for Prayers for This World. So I recorded my reaction to the entire album of songs, plus the Prayers for the World music video. So I'm going to cut to that. You're going to watch all that. And then we're going to cut back to me, present day. For the record, today is August 4th, 2023. At 10:30 p.m. Eastern as of right now when I'm talking. So just for the record. And then I'm going to react to a few music videos of songs from that album. So technically I'm reacting to some of the songs twice. So for example, they did music videos, it looks like, for Kid on Christmas, Last Christmas, and Christmas in Our Hearts. You're going to get kind of double reactions to those, right? Because you're going to cut to me back in October reacting to the song, but now I'm going to also react to the music video. So kind of weird, but if I just react to the video, you're going to lose out on my true original reaction and thoughts on the song. So I'm just going to do both. You can skip around, do whatever you want to do, but that's, the way it's going to be. All right, once I react to those music videos, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut to some footage from a Pentatonix concert that I attended last year. I think it was in December or something. I forget exactly, but I went to their tour, their holiday tour, with my wife Maheen, and I did a vlog at the time. Never got around to uploading it, of course. So I'm gonna intersperse some footage, some vlog footage, some concert footage into this reaction. And then the latest thing that they did is they did a cover of Creep. I have not listened to this. I have not reacted to it, but I'm going to react to it. I know that they were on Masked Singer. So for the record, I watched them on the Masked Singer up until where they sang Creep, because then they released the song, so I didn't want to lose out on the reaction. But wait, did I say I reacted? Hold on, let me clarify. Let me back up. I watched the Masked Singer, their stuff in the Masked Singer, but I did not, I stopped when they did Creep, so I didn't listen to Creep yet, so that I could save that as a reaction. I did not record those as a reaction because the policy on my channel has always been and will continue to be, I don't react to like their TV appearances and things. So if they show up, you know, they perform something on a talk show, or they perform like on The Masked Singer, which is a TV show, or like their occasional Christmas specials that they've done. Anything that has aired on TV, I don't usually react to because that often gets copyright flagged and other stuff because it's a TV airing of something. So I've kind of put that as like a separate category of stuff that I just watch on my own. I react to things that are on their YouTube channel, official, original to their YouTube channel, versus things that aired on TV and then they throw on YouTube, if that makes sense. So I'm not going to be reacting to The Masked Singer, but I will react to their studio release of their cover of Creep. Hopefully that makes sense. There's a lot there that I said. Long intro, but I just needed to explain all that so you understood what was happening, because I'm going to be cutting back to old footage and cutting back to here, so it's going to be very confusing. Hopefully I can edit this all together in a cohesive way. I just want to catch up and do all that, so hopefully you enjoy this super long reaction video where we just catch up on everything. And then I'm going to try and upload this, so if you're watching this, then it should be before August 12th, because on August 12th, I'm seeing Pentatonix in concert. I might vlog. I'm not sure yet, but either way, I'm excited about it. I'll talk about it in a future video. So that's my goal, is to catch up to everything. They actually even announced another song coming out August 11th. We'll talk about that at the end. But just so you know, I am aware. I've been keeping track of everything Pentatonix has been doing. So there's that. All right, enough talking. This has been a very, very long intro. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut now to me back in October 2022, and I'm going to react to Sweet and the Holidays Around the World album, including the Prayers for This World music video. And then I'm going to jump back to present day, August 2023, and we'll continue from there. Sound good? All right, buckle up, get ready. Here we go. First, we're going to react to the song Sweet by John Batiste, Pentatonix, and Diane Warren. Now, I did a reaction to this before, but I think Pentatonix tweeted out something about this is Sweet, the single edit. This is some new version of the collab. I don't really know what's different about it or anything like that. And then they actually later released a music video. So it looks like on September 7th, there's a music video that was released. So I'm going to react to that video. We'll see how different the song is or not. You know, it'll just be a fun little precursor. But then we're going to get into the brand new album, Holidays Around the World. Very excited about it. So without further ado, let's jump into Sweet. Here we go.
How the world forgot how to play music. Up next. But for now, here's someone with this song.
Okay, can anyone find the rhythm? World out of tune. Okay.
Walking down the street, I got the clouds under my feet, and I'm high on living this life I've been given, 'cause I got you, and it's a feeling.
This is always a fun song. I loved this whole collab. Such good vibes, you know? Okay, this is interesting. I like the little animation with it, the little characters. So far this sounds the same from what I remember. This is fun. All right, sing it, Scott. I like this whole thing. The little animated characters and stuff, all colorful. Oh, look at that! PTX, all animated. That's so cool. Oh, nice. Oh, wait, this part's new, I think. Okay, that was cool, that little breakdown there. Back in business. Nice. Matt holding down the bass line. Nice. All right. So that was pretty fun. I think this version had less PTX in it. If I remember correctly, there was a whole other piece with Scott that he sang more in the other version of it. So certainly I, would prefer the version with more PTX. That one was fun, but this is also really cool. It's just a fun song in general, good vibes, and I feel like it's a good way to just kick off this reaction video, bring me back into the world of PTX a bit. I'm just super excited to get back into things. So with that being said, you know what? Let's just jump right into the brand new album. So let me see. It's actually past midnight now, so I should have the album. So let me get set up and we'll check it out. All right, here we are. The brand new album, Holidays Around the World, has released. There are 12 tracks on this album. So this is Pentatonix's latest, I would say Christmas album, but it sounds like they might be trying to sort of broaden the scope of it a little bit, which is kind of nice because I don't celebrate Christmas, as I mentioned before. So, I'm always open to broadening the scope a little bit. But for the most part, looking at this, I mean, it's basically a Christmas album. It's all almost entirely Christmas music, from what I can tell, including many songs that they have already done before. But there's a lot of featured artists here, which makes this very, very interesting. So I'm excited to sort of just figure out what this is and what this sort of sound of the album is, because they're also going on tour. And I just might be seeing them on tour. We'll talk about that at the end of this video. But I'm too excited. So let's jump right into it. We're going to start with track number 1. This is just going to be an audio-only reaction, by the way. I know that Pentatonix is releasing a music video for one of the tracks, Prayers for This World, in about 10 hours from when I'm recording this. I thought that it might be out for patrons early, like at midnight. I'm refreshing and I haven't gotten anything yet. So before I get to that song, I'll check again, but I may just have to do a separate reaction video in the future to that music video. For now, it's audio only. So let's start with track number 1, Kid on Christmas, featuring Meghan Trainor. Very excited. Meghan's great. And I think I saw that this was an original, I believe. Well, let's get right to it. Here we go. Kid on Christmas.
May your holidays be jolly, your hallways filled with holly, your fireside stays burning brighter than it did before. May your string lights keep that twinkle, may your silver bells all jingle, and carolers sing carols at your door.
All right.
And may your
here we go. Okay. I like kicking off this album with some high energy stuff. Nice. This is fun. Megan's voice is so good too, and it just fits well together. And now hearing Scott, like, it's just like bringing me back into the mood, you know? I could totally hear this. You know, you're out shopping or whatever and they're playing Christmas music, like this 100%. I could hear this being played like at a mall. Or like a commercial for, I would have said Toys R Us, but RIP Toys R Us. Although it's semi-back. Anyways. Ooh, okay. Nice. You got the little bells and stuff, but so it's a little deceiving because it's hard to, I don't picture the rest of this being a cappella, but it is. It's just always mind-blowing. This is, like, I'm pretty sure this is an original. And if it is, it feels like a Christmas classic already. Okay. I'm pretty sure it's a real saxophone. I mean, I know they're, like, amazing and all that with, like, sometimes it's hard to tell, but I think there was a real saxophone in there. Which is a PTX first, I think. I don't know. It was fun. It fits. I don't mind them experimenting and adding other little, you know, things like that in there for some extra bells and whistles, so to speak. That was fun. I like just the high energy, the good vibes. You know, like it just got me back in the mood and excited about this whole album. And Megan's great. I feel like it's the perfect collaboration and a great way to kick off all these collaborations on this album as well, too. So super, super excited about that song. Loved it. All right. Track number 2 is Jingle Bells featuring Lang Lang. I don't know who that is, so I guess we'll find out. And they've done Jingle Bells before? Yes, I think. I feel like they've done like almost everything. I'm pretty sure they have. I mean, I don't know if it was in a mashup or if they did it by itself. It all blends together in my head now. There's so much stuff they've done. Let's just get right to it. Well, if they've done it before, it's very different. I'll say that. Alright. So, heavy piano intro here. Oh, 100%. They've done Jingle Bells. I remember their version of it. And this is different. Okay. Alright, Mitch. The piano's a cool touch in the background. It's very different for PTX, but I like it.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse
Sing it, Matt. Oh. Okay. Ooh, I love that on the piano. Piano's beautiful. Alright, Kirsten. And Kevin with the beatboxing. This is cool. Ooh, okay. Nice. That was fun. That was fun. Oh, let me stop this before I get into this next one. Okay, that was really, really cool. So I feel like the version of Jingle Bells they've done before, I remember, like, went off the rails. Like, it just went crazy with it. This feels, in general, more classic style. They obviously did a different arrangement of it and changed things up a bit, and it was fun. But it was kind of nice to get a bit more classic style to it. Now, I thought something about Lang Lang that I remember reading, and I'm going back to this now. Shout out to Lisa Steiner, Lisa Steiner _PTX on Twitter, who did a whole Twitter thread about all the collaborators that PTX did on this album for those that are unfamiliar with them, because that's me. And I remember reading this a while ago, but I forgot about it. So I was looking this up, and I got it. So Lang Lang is an international superstar pianist, basically. And I'm not going to go through the whole bio and everything just in the interest of time. But I that's what I figured once the piano was going. I was like, okay, I think that's the whole deal with this one, which is really cool. It's another interesting way of doing, you know, a new take on a classic. And PTX sounded great as always. I liked how, you know, the members kind of each have their moment to shine as well, which was a lot of fun. All right, let's get to the next track. It's The Most Wonderful Time of the Year, another classic song. Now, this one apparently features the drummer Magot Fall. Sorry, I'm not sure if I'm probably butchering the name, so I apologize. But again, seems like they're featuring different types of artists, so I'm excited to hear what it sounds like. There we go. Alright, starting off with some beatboxing. Oh, Matt, okay. With the kids jingle belling and everyone telling. It's very simple for now. Okay. Oh, the drums. Nice. Ooh. I dig this. Marshmallows for toasting and caroling out in the snow. There'll be scary ghost stories and tales of the glories of Christmases long, long ago. It's the most wonderful time of the year. There'll be much mistletoeing and hearts will be glowing with love. I love. Oh, who did the bass there? Was it Scott? But I love the vibes. Okay. Ooh. Oh man, if they do this on tour, everybody getting up dancing. Ooh! Oh, that's cool, the back and forth. Yeah! Ooh, that was good. Ooh, sing it back. Yeah! Oh, that was cool. The boom boom with the drums at the end. To just, that was... I think that was my favorite so far. That was just so fun. I love just the energy to it, the drums. And this is where I'm now starting to feel a little bit of the whole concept of the album as well. This whole holidays around the world, they're also bringing this international vibe to it, right? And I loved how we're bringing a bit more of this sort of like African drum style to it with the beat and everything as well. And I'm curious to see how other songs in this album have different flavors or influences from around the world, because I think that like it makes it something different. And that's something that I appreciate about this album, because in the past, sometimes it felt a little bit like, all right, more PTX Christmas music. It's great, don't get me wrong, it's good. But I just haven't been as hyped or excited about it. But this, there's a new perspective here, a new thing to sort of take in as these, like, the worldly influence to it, I guess you could say. So I'm very, very excited about that. That was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. All right, what do we have next? So this one is, gosh, the titles are kind of cut off a little bit here on this, but this is Love Came on Christmas, Joy to the World. I can't tell if it's featuring, oh yeah, okay, Joy to the World X, why can I not see the full title? It's like too long on this thing. I think it's, okay, so I'm going to read what Lisa says online. It's a mashup of Joy to the World and Kumama Papa, featuring Grace Lokwa, a Congolese gospel singer, who composed the hit single Kumama Papa A, which is translated as Yahweh Be Praised in English. So that's very interesting. So it's a mashup of Joy to the World and Kumama Papa. So I know Joy to the World, I don't know the other song, but I'm very curious to see how this comes together. This is fun. This is fun. All right, here we go. Track number 4. Okay. This is really cool.
Joy to the world, the Lord has come. The Lord has come. Let earth receive the King.
This is such an unconventional mashup, I feel. I mean, I don't know the other song, but this version of Joy to the World is very different. Almost like completely different, like unrecognizable almost. How did they come up with this idea? This is so interesting sounding. I don't think I've heard anything like this from PTX before. Oh, this is so cool. Ooh. It's so vocally rich too. There's like so much happening here. Oh, that's so cool. I love the Kumama, you know, whatever, like that piece happening in the background periodically, like, it sounds so cool. Ooh. Okay. Oh man. This is so different, it's so cool. Oh, that was cool. I like that. That was really, really interesting. Again, so different, but you can definitely, again, see the sort of, you know, different cultural vibes that they're bringing to these songs, and that was such an interesting, like, the fact that this was a mashup with Joy to the World, genuinely totally unrecognizable to me. I mean, aside from some of the words, but like, to me, if I hadn't known that this was intended to be a mashup, I would have thought, oh, this song just has the lyrics Joy to the World, and you know, like, I just would maybe not have put two and two together. Like, it was so different and interesting, and just kind of its own thing, and I like that. That was really, really interesting. Alright, we're going to keep this going. By the way, I did just check my email. I did get an email from Patreon. We do have the music video early, so I will be reacting to the Prayers for This World music video in just a moment. There's another song before that, but I just wanted to mention there is a video. I will react to that in this reaction rather than doing something separate. So, track number 5. This is called Star on Top. There's no featured artist or anything. I don't recognize the title, so I don't know if it's an original or not. But let's listen to it and see what we think.
It's the end of the year, holiday cheer. That's
Alright, Matt. He's getting a good amount of solos so far.
Since I made you know this, you are a gift, I treasure your kiss and all of our moments. So I'll be whatever you need to show it. Like a doll's got a ring, and that drummer boy's got a beat. Baby, you got.
Does this have a little bit of country vibes, or is it just me? Okay, I mean, I'm getting those vibes now with, like, the... whatever that instrument is in the background. Like, I don't know, is that a ukulele or something? I don't know what that is. I feel like Kirsten hasn't had as much of a chance to shine yet in this album, so it's great to hear her more. Oh, her and Mitch together is good. Ooh. Yeah, this doesn't sound like a Christmas song at all. 100% country vibes. Very interesting.
Let's make snowy weather something special this December.
There are a lot of instruments in this album, which I don't mind for this, that they're doing something different. But it's just interesting to note. This is so unique. What? Oh, wow. Scott can sing anything, and just it's always so nice to listen to. Wow. Okay. I wasn't expecting that. That's for sure. That's so interesting. I mean, totally country vibes to it, and just I don't know. It was a bit more of like a touching, emotional type song, and it feels so unique, so different to what I would expect from a Christmas album, I guess, from Pentatonix. But that's what kind of makes it really fun. I like that. That was interesting. All right, let's go to track number 6. Now for this one, I am going to react to the music video. I'll just kind of hold it up on my phone here, and let's pull this up and see what we think. This is Prayers for This World. Okay.
These are hard times and these times.
Ooh, those are cool visuals.
Capsize. Feels like it'll take a miracle to make it out alive.
The clock is ticking. What do we do? Is someone listening? Help us through.
Ooh,
Breath for this world, bring peace to its doors, bring
they all look so good too.
shores we've got to change. Breath for this world, bring wind to itself.
I like the cool little clock ticking type sounds with the beatboxing Kevin's doing. Ooh, I love when Scott like really just goes for it like that. It sounds so good.
Pray for this world. Prayers for this world. Feel like we're trapped in a landslide. Can't even look
So there's some like strings and stuff in here too, I think. Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. I love that.
you just wanna run and hide.
Only light can fight the darkness. Only love can end the hate. We gotta get us some love and light, so love can light the way.
I love the visuals here too. Ooh. Oh, that was cool. That little pause on the. Oh. Whew.
Now or never. Pray for this world we've got to save us. So I'm gonna take a chance,
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a change, give all the love I can, 'cause that's the only
All the strings too.
way for us.
Ah.
I'm gonna pray for us.
Oh, it's hitting me a little.
Prayers for this world, bring peace to its doors, bring hope to its shores. We've got to change it. Prayers for this world, bring wind to its sails. It's gone off the rails. We've got to save it.
Ah, the beat and oh. Ooh.
Now or never. Prayers for this world we've got to save us.
Ooh. Ooh, Mitch too. Oh my gosh. Ooh. Oh, that's cool. I like that. Whew. That was so cool. Come on now. Oh, is this like the new longer list of names? Oh, there's my name at the very end. That's new. I guess this is the new list of patrons. I cap it all off. There you go. I'm the finale. I'm the last name on the list there. They saved the best for last, right? That's interesting. Oh man, I actually got a little emotional there, because honestly, I'd say I'm a sucker for strings and stuff too. I was a band geek growing up. Now I didn't play a string instrument or anything, but I've just always listened to, orchestral music and everything too. And I I think what it is like Matt's really like holding down the bass. Kevin's got this really cool beatboxing with kind of the like clock ticking sound, but it's building, and then the strings are coming in, and then everyone, the trio's kind of going out there full force with their vocal. Like, it just, the emotional swell of everything coming together, like, that just hit me there. That was pretty cool. Plus the fact that it's always nice to have a visual to go with it, and to see the band, right, to like see them all as well is just always great. So that just kind of added to the experience. So I love that. Definitely a one of the highlights so far for me on the album. All right, well, here we go. Let's keep the fun going. We are halfway through, so there's still a lot of good stuff to go. Track number 7 is Hark the Herald Angels Sing. They're doing this again. Very interesting, but they are now doing this with Hiba Tawaji, who's a musician, songwriter, and actress who sings in Arabic, French, and English. So that is very, very interesting. I'm excited, again, to hear these new takes on these songs that we've heard for a while from PTX as well, as covers before. And here we go. Excuse me. Okay, very Arabian vibes right out the gate here. Ooh. Now, how does this tie to Hark the Herald Angels? Ooh. This feels weird to me. I I don't know. So far, this is not working for me, personally. Just feels like, it's not matching. This is cool, though. Okay, I can dig this. Hearing it in another language. Okay. It's so interesting hearing it in, I believe it's Arabic. I see this part's better for me because it doesn't feel as classic Christmas, if you know what I mean. Like, this is a little different. So this part meshes better. Ooh, okay. Oh, okay. I like this. Ooh. Okay. Very interesting decisions for how they decided what song and what influence, what kind of style to match it up with. I will say, I really liked how it started. Very heavy, you know, like Arabian vibes and all that, and then it like was a hard shift when they started singing "Hark the Herald Angels Sing." It was like right out the gate, very classic Christmas feel, and that was just, it was a little jarring, I will say, for me. Then when it was Hiba, right? I think yeah, Hiba started singing in Arabic. I was like, okay, I'm starting to get, you know, mixing the two things together. I'm starting to feel it a little bit more. And then there are moments where they did, you know, a little bit more, I don't know how to describe it, you know, like the Arabian style is a bit more kind of flowy, a bit more, you know, you got like those classic kind of drums as well, like that sort of style with, when they kind of adapted the song to that style a bit more, it started to work for me better. And especially at the end when there was no words, they're just like, you know, kind of singing along at the end. I don't want to sing it, but the la, 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 whatever that was at the end, I know it was terrible, I'm sorry. But like, I would want more of that. Like, if they would take that and kind of spread that throughout the song, like really adapt the song to the style more. Just like they did with like Joy to the World. That was unrecognizable for me, but that made it work, you know? So by the end of it, I liked it more than when it started, but it was a little jarring for me. Really cool idea, though. I don't know if this was the right song for the style, or if they would have gone full force with how they adapted it, I guess. But very, very interesting concept. All right, now, this is a very long overdue song. Track number 9. Oh, no, sorry, track number 8. Sorry. All right, pause. We'll get to 9. But track number 8 is Christmas in Our Hearts, featuring Lea Salonga. Now, I didn't realize this, but apparently she was the voice of Jasmine, Princess Jasmine from Aladdin, and also Mulan, which Mulan, one of my all-time favorite Disney movies, absolutely love it, and the music as well. So I'm actually really excited to hear, because her voice is amazing. So I'm excited to hear how she blends in with PTX. So this is Christmas in Our Hearts. Here we go. Oh.
Whenever I see girls and boys selling lanterns on the street,
I don't know that I recognize the song. I don't know if it's a cover or an original. Doesn't sound familiar.
as he sleeps, wherever there are people giving gifts, exchanging cards, I believe that Christmas is truly in their hearts. Let's light our Christmas trees for a bright tomorrow where nations are at peace.
Gong, 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 gong. That's kind of fun. That whole like little.
In God.
Merry Christmas and a happy holiday. This season may we never forget the love we have for Jesus. Let him be the one to guide us as another New Year starts. And may
Her voice.
the spirit of Christmas
So good.
be always in our hearts. Every prayer and every song, the community unite, celebrating the birth
So we have a Disney princess with Leia
of Jesus Christ.
and
Let a love like
future Disney princess Kirsten. Just throwing it out there. She should be one. Hopefully one day.
To the manger where Christ the child was born.
So come, let us rejoice. Come and sing a Christmas carol with one big joyful voice. Proclaim the name of the Lord. Let's sing Merry Christmas and a happy holiday. This season may we never forget the love we have for Jesus. Let him be the one to guide us as another New Year.
This feels like a much more classic
The spirit of Christmas.
Christmas style song. Like, I don't know if there's an original, but
Let's sing
you know.
Merry Christmas and a happy holiday. This season may we never forget the love we have for Jesus. Let him be the one to guide us as another New Year starts. And may the spirit of Christmas be always in our hearts.
Nice. That was really cool. I'm getting a little warning that my camera's getting a little hot here, so I hope it doesn't overheat and shut off. And I know we have a few more tracks to go, so I will keep this brief. That was really, really cool. Very more classic style song, from the feel of it at least. Well, I don't know. It wasn't my favorite necessarily, but Leia, however her name is pronounced, I apologize. Her voice is amazing. It sounds so good, and it was nice to have her featured on this album as well, which is really, really cool. All right, I shut off my camera for a few minutes, but I'm back at it because I can't wait any longer. Hopefully it doesn't overheat. Let's just get right to it. Track number 9, Feliz Navidad, featuring La Santa Cecilia. This is apparently a band, and they've recently played the Hollywood Bowl and are Grammy Award winners as well, which is really, really cool. But Feliz Navidad is like way, way overdue. I'm glad we're finally getting it. So without further ado, here we go. I like how a lot of these songs start off heavy on the cultural influence, you know what I mean? And then PTX comes in. Okay. Of course, Kirsten's got to start it off. This is great. Okay, so this must be from the band. Okay. La Santa Cecilia. Is that Cecilia? It's a very traditional style version of the song so far, you know, which is cool. It's good. It's what we just need, you know?
Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad.
Like, why mess with it if it ain't broke, you know? Ooh! Their voices together is a real nice blend. I like that. Okay. Oh, this is cool. That's a fun little way to fade out there. That was really, really fun. Their voices sounded great together. They killed it on that. Yeah, it was just a classic traditional, you know, version of the song, and it was good. It was pretty solid. This is long overdue for sure, but I like that we got it now with that collaboration happening too. So again, you're bringing in the cultural influence as well to it, and just making it more, you know, true to form, I guess, which is really cool. All right, so now, track number 10, "Invincible," featuring Shreya Ghoshal. Apparently, Shreya is a very popular Indian cinema singer. She's touring the US, will be playing the Oakland Arena a few days before PTX. And apparently also there's another person, Sid Sriram, that's on this track, an Indian singer and songwriter as well. Alright, this is very interesting. Yeah, I'm very curious to hear, like, is this going to be like a full Bollywood style song or something? I kind of hope so. I'm very curious, so let's get right to it. Here we go. Okay. I love that as the intro. Okay. I like this already.
They say if you find it in the stars, feel it in your heart, see it in your dreams, it must be meant to be. Pulls you through the fire, takes you up so high that you can see it all. You're invincible.
Okay. Yep, definitely the background beat. You can hear they need influence to it. Okay, this must be Shreya.
Now it's the time for us. My friend made it into
Okay.
They say if you find it in the stars, feel it in your heart, see it in your dreams, it must be meant to be.
I never realized how much Mitch's voice can work in this style too, but it absolutely does.
You're invincible. You're invincible.
I forget that Kevin and Matt are there in the background. That's insane.
You pray for me, all your blessings I receive. I feel your sacrifice, and down on my mind. Brother, sister, will you cry? I'm waiting for this all my life. Nothing's stopping me tonight. They say if you find it in the stars, feel it
This is really cool. I am digging this a lot.
in your dreams. It must be meant to be. Pulls you through the fire, takes you up so high that you can see it all. You're invincible.
तेरी दुआएं अब हर पल मेरे साथ हैं बाबा तेरे सब
This is so cool.
करने में यारों सर ऊंचा रहे आई है वो अब खड़ी कोई ना रोके मुझे
You're invincible.
That was okay. Towards the end, excuse me. Pause. Getting a little emotional there. That I don't know. It's just like it's nice when you get different styles represented in the music, right? Like that's what hit me earlier in this album as well, and it's what hit me again too when you had this perfect blend of what PTX has traditionally done and then this, like Indian influence to it as well, like, and just kind of that back and forth. Like it worked so well. And I gotta say, I'm Pakistani, and when it comes to like Indian music, I mean, there's a lot of similarities, and oftentimes, like, I don't regularly listen to Pakistani or Indian music, or Desi, I guess, Bollywood, whatever the term is overall that you want to use. But I do enjoy it, and it is good, and especially like, I don't know, it just reminds me every time, because most of the time I listen to it is like when I go to like a wedding, right? And like they're playing all the music, everybody's up and dancing, but it gives you good vibes, right? It gives you fun vibes, the cultural feel to it, and so just to hear that influenced into this is really, really cool. Now, I don't know the original song, but I'm trying to see, because I thought people online when they announced this were like, oh my gosh, are they actually like covering something? But I don't know if this is, I'm seeing different things like Kelly Clarkson. No, that's not the Kelly Clarkson song. I don't know who originally did this. But I love it. That was one of my favorites for sure. It's hard to tell exactly what my true favorite is. We'll have to, pull that till the end of the album, but it was that was a real good one, and partially also just because it's closer to my culture a little bit as well, and just being able to relate to that style of music, or kind of growing up what I've heard, and kind of to hear that in PTX music is really cool as well, especially because, like, I'll be honest, I've said this before, and I know I'm rambling, so I apologize, and I know I don't want my camera to overheat, so I'll get right to the point. But Christmas music has always been this weird thing for me where I connect to it in the sense of, like, I've heard it everywhere growing up, but I don't have the same impact or feel to it because I don't celebrate Christmas, right? It's a whole different religion. It's just not just don't celebrate it, right? So like to me, it's like, oh, it reminds me of like, going out like winter time, the holidays of, when you go out shopping and you hear the music playing, just the vibes, I guess. So I relate to some things a bit more than others. But when they want to do this holiday style, it includes all these different cultures, and to hear like what we just heard with Feliz Navidad, and now this song as well with the Indian influence, it's cool to have that representation a bit more versus just a plain old Christmas album, I guess. So anyways, we have 2 more tracks, okay, and now we're getting a bit more back to traditional stuff, but I'm excited because track number 11 is Last Christmas, featuring Hikakin and Saikin. I probably butchered that. I apologize. So apparently, they are a J-pop duo. So that's really, really interesting. And Last Christmas is like... I had to think for a second, like... like, hasn't Pentatonix done that already? Because it feels like one of the songs that they should have done, but they haven't. So I'm glad they finally are, but it'll be interesting to see what the J-pop style influences to it. So camera overheating logo coming on. So let's quickly get to the song. There we go.
I gave you my heart, but the very next day,
that's a cool bass line.
This year, to save me from tears, I'll give it to someone special. Last Christmas, I gave you my heart, but the very next day,
Okay, so I hear them singing as well.
this year, to save me from tears, I give it to someone special.
It's a little hard to pin down because this song gives such heavy Christmas classic vibes to it. I'm not sure what vibe I'm getting from this version. It's heavy on the meat and potatoes, so to speak, right? We got the bass and the drums. Okay, this is interesting.
I'm hiding from you and you're so wise. My God, I thought you were someone to rely on. Me, I guess I was a shoulder to cry on. A face on a lover with a fire in his heart. A man undercover, but you tore me apart. Ooh, now I found
It's like they stripped away the classic Christmas elements to it. Oh, hold on. Oh. Okay. Okay, that's all right. Okay, we're getting there. Kevin and Matt are really killing it. Oh, okay, all right. Sing it, Scott. I think that's Scott. So, Last Christmas, right? Like you think of it like you immediately hear like the bells, the classic sort of feel to it, and I feel like when it started off, especially, it was very much just like stripping away the Christmas feel to it. But the lyrics, like the arrangement of the melody was very much the same as what you would expect from the classic version. So it felt a little odd or a bit like empty in a way at first. But then you had a heavy bass and beatboxing with Kevin and Matt. They were holding it down, and then as it progressed, you started to get a bit more of that techno pop kind of feel to it, which I was like, okay, I'm starting to get the vibe they're going for here. Because I feel like at first it just felt like something was kind of missing from it a little bit, but I wasn't getting the feel or the vibe they were going for. But then as it continued, then we're getting the real bassy, vibey techno sort of backdrop to the song, which was interesting. Not what I would have expected, again, for this. Very, very interesting ideas and collabs they've had this time. But that it was working better for me. And then the whole like beatboxing breakdown there, like that was really sick. And then it kind of, went from there. So, another one kind of like Hark the Herald Angels Sing that kind of at first took a little bit to come together, although that not quite as jarring, I would say. Overall, I think it worked for me. It was pretty cool. It's pretty interesting. All right. So that brings us to the last song. I'm going to kind of turn my camera off for another couple minutes so it doesn't overheat, and then we'll be right back. All right, I'm back at it, but I didn't wait too long because I just couldn't wait that long, so hopefully it still doesn't overheat. But let's get to it. The final track on the Holidays Around the World album is Silent Night, another arrangement of Silent Night, but featuring the King Singers. Now, Silent Night, classic, PTX's version, very traditional classic, but incredible. It's also my grandmother's favorite Christmas song as well, so I'm sure she'll be happy to hear they're doing another version of it. But it's featuring the King Singers, who I believe are another a cappella group. So I'm sure it's going to be very beautiful and amazing, and I don't know if I'm prepared for it, but here we go. Track number 12. Ooh. The blend of voices already is pretty amazing. It's such a full, rich sound. This is just pure ear candy. Ah. Very classic choral style, it's just... Ooh. It's hard to tell what PTX is doing versus what the King Singers are doing, because it just blends together so well. There's so much happening here. Ooh. Ooh, I like this. The way it's building, Ooh. Wow. Chills. Wow. Whew. Oh wow. That just like kept building and building and building, and I was like, it's gonna stop now, right? It's gonna stop now, right? Like it just kept going, and it just that was an incredible sound. Like the interesting thing about it is about halfway through, I was thinking of the version PTX did before, which was very much kind of stripped back. I remember the video of the five of them kind of live singing, sort of the echoing that's happening. Like it's very just stripped back, pure, very vulnerable. And I was in my mind, I was like, I kind of prefer that version because it was so much more touching and it felt a bit more intimate, in that style. But then this arrangement started to take it the opposite direction, and it was powerful for the flip side, the other reason of just all these voices, the vocals, the layering on top of it, and the way that the blend was. It just like, oh my gosh, it like hits you with this the power, the emotion behind it. Like, so where the original PTX arrangement was just kind of just so direct and vulnerable, like this was like the opposite in a way that it just blew you away with that sound, and that was really cool. So I don't know which one I prefer necessarily. Like they're both actually very, very cool arrangements of this song, and I need to process that. That was really, really cool. And that wraps up the album. That's Holidays Around the World, folks. At a very, very quick early glance through the album, I think some of my favorites, oh my gosh, this is hard to do. And now I'm trying to remember some of the earlier ones for like which ones really stuck out to me. Hold on. This was the one with the drums. Jingle Bells was with the piano, right? Okay, yeah. Oh my gosh. I liked Invincible. I liked Prayers for This World. Silent Night. It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year. Kid on Christmas was also a pretty good, like, classic style. So gosh, there's a bunch of good ones. There's a bunch of good ones. I need to really fully digest that, I'd say. What I will say is, I feel like this album was a good mix of a variety of things, right? Songs they've covered before, songs they haven't, classic style arrangements, ones that they did totally differently, collaborations with folks from different genres and styles and representation from around the world. So it felt very different in its vibe, and I actually appreciate that, because I felt like I could sort of relate to some of it a bit more and connect with it a bit more. And and it made it feel fresh versus like, oh, this is their 50th Christmas album, you know, like, which don't get me wrong, they're great, they sound amazing, but it's nice to change it up a bit as well too, which is really, really cool. So overall, I really enjoyed it. Links in the description box below to go check out the album, go listen to it, and just really take it all in. It's just fantastic stuff. All right, and we are back to present day. Hopefully you enjoyed all those reactions. I don't even fully remember exactly what I said at the time. I will find out when I re-edit all that stuff later. But we're back now, months later, and I have listened to the album a lot since then, by the way. Anything that I react to, like, immediately is on my phone, on my playlists. So I've listened to the album all the time. I think to this day, probably Invincible, I think, is my favorite. I gravitate much more towards the non-holiday stuff, just because I relate to some of that more versus the holiday things. And but yeah, there's a few really good songs on there. Hearing some of that stuff live too was really, really cool. Which, you know, we'll talk about that with the concert footage and everything later. But let's get to the music videos that I have not seen. So this will be kind of bringing back some of these songs for me a little bit. So first up, I have not watched the music video for Kid on Christmas featuring Meghan Trainor. Now, I do, obviously, it's been months and months. I've been spoiled on a couple things, if you count these as spoilers. So I know that, I believe, Costin Mayer is in this music video. They were on tour with Pentatonix, so I've seen them with Pentatonix. I'll talk about that at the end, but just for context. So here we go. Kid on Christmas. And let me load it up. All right. Ready, set, go. Oh, all right. There's Costin Mayer. And we're getting like a behind-the-scenes look here as they're all getting ready.
Hi, and welcome to the show. Here to kick us off with a festive little number, Meghan Trainor and Pentatonix.
That look, though.
May your holidays be
All right.
jolly, your hallways filled with holly, your fireside stays burning brighter than it
This song is
did
super fun. I gotta say, I do
May your
enjoy
string
this.
lights keep that twinkle, may your silver bells all jingle, and carolers sing carols at your door.
All right.
And may your heart be evergreen.
Okay. God, they all look amazing. Oh, it feels so good to like see them again in a video. It's been so long. Kevin's hair. Oh my gosh.
Sugar plums dancing, reindeer riding, Santa always reads your letters. May you stay a kid on Christmas forever.
I love how the camera operator, you know, it's Costin Mayer, of course, but the camera's just moving around. Oh, the old school look there, that's great. There we go. That's great. I love the vibes here, you know? There's kind of like old school classic vibe to it. You can't help but dance along. It's cool. I mean, they're mostly just standing on the stage, you know, swaying back and forth a little, but seeing them like through the monitors, all that, the old school, you know, look to it. That makes it fun. Megan just sounds so great with the group. She just fits in perfectly. It's so great. Oh, I love that old school style, how it's scrolling up. That's cool.
May your
Nice.
holidays be jolly.
That's cool.
Your hallways filled with holly. Your fireside stays burning
Waiting.
brighter than it
Waiting.
did before.
Waiting.
May your string lights
There's my
be
name. Oh, at the very end. Save the best for last. Was that how it was in the past? I probably said the same thing back in October. I don't even remember at this point. That's kind of interesting. I don't know how they decided the order, because it's not alphabetical order, that's for sure. But I'll take it. I'm at the very end. Hey, that's cool. Anyways, that was a lot of fun. I guess, I don't know. For some reason, I had the impression when I heard Costa Mayor was in it that they would like be up dancing with Pentatonix or something. But it doesn't matter either way. Like, they were still there. They're still dancing. Personally, I think it was fun to have Costa Mayor. I saw them on tour as well with Pentatonix, and like, I think for me, it added some enjoyment seeing them get up and dance and be a part of the show and stuff. I had a lot of fun with it. I thought it just changed things up. It was just a different vibe, and I feel like that's cool to have something different each year when they do these like you know, Christmas or holiday tours and everything as well. So yeah, I mean, I follow them on TikTok. I follow them from before. They were you know, on tour with the band and everything. So yeah, I thought that was really cool. Megan is fantastic. She sounds great, and this was such a cool collaboration as well. Yeah, the video was just fun. I like the whole vibes of it. So awesome stuff. All right, let's keep it moving because we have another music video to react to. This is Last Christmas featuring Hikakin and Seiken. I probably butchered that. I'm sorry. But we are going to open this up and let me get it going. Ready, set, go. Okay. So we're going with this kind of like separate style here. Okay. I'm going to comment more on the video this time since I already reacted to the song. These types of videos are not as interesting to me because they're all just like separate. Oh, okay, so this must be that duo. See, I like when they're all together, you know, that's more cool to me, but they all look great. I love the matching colors and stuff of the band, all red. Okay. It's a fun take on the song, you know? Simple video, but it works.
A crowded room, friends with tired
That's a cool little effect they added.
My God, I thought you were someone to rely on. Me, I guess I was a shoulder to cry on. A face on a lover with a fire in his heart.
I didn't know how much I miss like seeing their faces like this. All right. Oh, that's cool. Okay. That was cool. I like that. It's solid editing for this whole video. All right. Nice. Holidays around the world. That was cool. That was cool. Oh, is this different font? Is this bold? It wasn't always this font, right? Wasn't it like thinner font? Am I going to be at the very end again? Let's see. Oh, maybe? Hey, there I am at the end. There's my name. All right. All right, cool. That was fun. That was fun. Well, let's just keep going right into it, right? Let's just jump into the next thing because we got one more holiday music video to get to, which is Christmas in Our Hearts featuring Lea Salonga. So let me load it up here. All right. Ready, set, go. Ooh. Been a little while since I've listened to some of these songs. Like this one I don't quite remember.
Whenever I see girls and boys selling lanterns on the streets, I remember the child in the manger as he.
That's a nice background with the lights and stuff. That's cool.
People giving gifts, exchanging cards. I believe that Christmas is truly in their hearts. Let's light our Christmas trees for a bright tomorrow where nations are at peace.
I like how each video definitely has a different style to it. Different palette of colors. Okay.
And a happy holiday. This season may we never forget the love we have for Jesus. Let him be the one to guide us as another new year starts. And may the spirit of Christmas be always in our hearts. In every prayer and every song, the community unites, celebrating the birth of our Savior Jesus.
It's been a while since I listened to the song, so it kind of feels a little bit of a fresh reaction to me at least.
Christmas morn.
Lead us back to the manger.
Sing it, Matt.
Christ the child was born.
So come let us rejoice. Come and sing.
I like that background. It's kind of cool.
With one big joyful voice, proclaim the name of the Lord. Let's sing Merry Christmas and a happy holiday. This season may we never forget the love we have for Jesus. Let him be the one to guide us as another new year starts. And
not really much more for me to say. Like, the song itself is what it is, but it's a very simple video, you know, so it's just, there's not much for me to comment on, but it was nice, you know, like, it's always good to see them all there. All right, let's see. Here we go. There's my name at the end. All right. So with that, that wraps up the holiday stuff, except, like I said earlier, I did attend the tour. And I recorded some footage of it. So now we're going to jump to a little bit of vlog footage, concert footage, little snippets of that I wanted to share with you all. So let's check that out. Hey everyone, Hassan here. Welcome to the world of Ha. I'm here with Maheen, and we are walking over to the Eagle Bank Arena. Today is Monday, December 19th, 2022, and it's time for a Pentatonix concert. We got VIP heading over there. Super, super excited for it. It's been 3 years since I've seen them in concert. Very excited to see them again. Here we go. All right, we are in. I was a little nervous about getting the tickets through Patreon because I've heard, you know, different, you know, challenges and things. Luckily, it was right there. We just walked in, we gave our name, they had the tickets ready in a little envelope for us, so we got our tickets in. It says Section 1, Row 0, Seat 7, so I don't know what that means. We're gonna find out. But here's, you wanna show what we got?
We got posters.
Signed posters. It's looks like it's a lyric booklet of Star on Top. So that's really cool.
And then puzzles, which is adorable, actually. I love that.
That's cool.
It's probably going to be hard to do because it's all very
How many pieces? Oh, 200 pieces.
So we'll see how...
Oh yeah, that will be difficult.
Not easy it is to do.
And then here's the VIP, so the lanyard and then the badge. We got the blue sticker. And yeah, I think we're going to check out the merch booth and just kind of chill and see what's going on. But we're here, so let's enjoy. So hanging out here, just checked in for VIP and everything. And look what we found. It's Vicky. This brings us back because we were just talking about how this was 7, well, I guess technically it was in March, so almost 8 years ago.
2015.
Yeah, 2015, that we were here back when this was the Patriot Center,
Yes.
right? And that's when we had the VIP private performance.
That's right. That's the
Pentatonix.
last VIP private performance I ever attended.
Oh, really?
And that's when you did the little
The Power Ranger
Power
things and
Ranger
everything.
things,
Yep.
yes.
Yeah, oh, that brings us back. And that, I mean, to be fair, that didn't, I mean, it lasted for a few years, but over the years, like, the amount of interaction we had to, like, the time in VIP would go down, and then
Right.
we wouldn't have as much direct connection with them, right? It was
Right.
like, oh, take a quick picture and then move on.
Yeah.
So, like, that was, I think, like, the best experience.
It
right?
was the best, and I almost didn't get a picture with Mitch because he went off to eat dinner.
I remember that.
Do you remember
And
that?
then they call him back. Yeah, yeah.
And they called him back for me just to get so I could get a selfie with him, and it's a good thing because that's the only selfie I have with any of them. So yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty special. Well, hopefully this is going to be just as fun. We hear them kind of starting their initial sound check and stuff, so just getting ready to go. So we just did one of those, the photo booth thing that they always had as well, so I'll insert that here. And yeah, that was fun. Now we are in line, ready to go. So I don't think, this might be the last update before VIP because we're not going to be able to film, you know, anything, of course. So I will fill you all in on how it goes afterwards. But yeah, let's get to VIP. All right, so done with VIP, in line to grab, well, got some food at one line, but there's other things at another line, so in line for more food before the show. But VIP was a lot of fun. It was super cool. So essentially, you know, you go in for a sound check. Oh, by the way, so Kevin is not feeling well, just like the last show that happened on tour. But he is joining remotely, and he joined VIP remotely. He had a screen there. I think he could hear us. I don't know if he could see us, but it was live. So he's still able to answer questions and stuff, which is really cool. Went in and they did sound check. They did That's Christmas to Me, which sounded great. And then they did the Q&A, and I got to ask them a question, and then they called on me. They're like, "Oh, Hassan," it was kind of fun. And then Kevin, you know, on video delay, he's like, "Oh, hey, Hassan," you know. I mean, it wasn't really much of a delay, but you know, he kind of recognized as well. But my question to them was about were there any canceled projects or videos that have happened that they could talk about, and I gave the example that I'd heard of in On My Way Home music video. So Scott was talking about it. He's like, oh yeah, that was like a full big production thing they did with YouTube. Like YouTube paid for it, I think for like some YouTube Music Awards or something. That ended up getting scrapped, and so they were not allowed to even see or use the video or anything, unfortunately. Kevin and Kirsten had zero memory of that, which is kind of funny, because I'm sure it's been a long time, you know. And then they talked about, what else did they share? Kevin mentioned there are two things. He said there was a music video, a live video of Ride, a cover of Ride, which never got released due to like copyright stuff or something, which Pentatonix will know that got leaked on YouTube, so that's out there. But then the other thing they talked about was apparently there was a music video for the first Noel that, like, we have a music video for the first Noel, but there was another version, another video that they tried to film all on iPhones, and then they said it just looked terrible. So then they ended up scrapping that whole thing, and they literally had to, like, while they were on tour, like, stop somewhere on a mountain and kind of film the first Noel video. So interesting behind the scenes stuff, which was a lot of fun. And then we did the photos and everything, so I'll share the photo here. So there it is. And yeah, now we're in line for food as we get ready for the show. So fun times ahead. Can't wait for the show. Let's get to it. All right, made it to the seats. Interesting story. So we thought we were section 1, row 0, seat 8. It's not row 0. It's row O. It does say 0 on here, just for reference. But that's cool. Here's the view, by the way. So pretty decent. Looking forward to it. Check it out.
God rest ye merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay. Remember Christ our Savior was born on Christmas Day to save us all from Satan's power when we were gone astray. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy.
Mary, did you know that your baby boy would one day rule the nation? Did you know that your baby boy? Santa, please come to me deep down. Santa, please come to me deep down. Santa, please come to me deep down. Santa, please come.
Raindrops on roses and whiskers underneath the sky, copper kettles and warm wood underneath the brown paper packages tied up a string. These are a few of my favorite things.
1, 2, 3.
I'm so sorry. Oh, Scott and I were talking. I need to replay
We weren't
the
paying
note
attention.
again.
Pause the class.
Yeah.
What's the note?
Thank you. I apologize. I'm a chatty
Okay, take
gal.
two.
I'm professional.
Pretend we're
Yeah, keep it
perfect.
happening. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Immaculate, beautiful, no notes.
Well, she tied you to the kitchen chair. She broke a throne and she cut your hair. And from her lips, she drew in her
It's a cold and it's a broken hallelujah. Maybe there's a God above, but all I've ever learned from love was how to shoot somebody who outdrew you. Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, próspero año y felicidad.
Alright, now you know this one. Sing it with me.
Last Christmas, I gave you my heart. The very next day, gave it away. This year, I'll give it to someone special, yeah.
It's so true, and our hearts will be glowing when loved ones are near. It's the most wonderful time for the year.
mistletoe. I'll be the garland that my arms out. You'll be the tree that burns out. I'll be the song on Christmas. You'll be everything on this wish list. I'll be the fire, you'll be the light. I'll string up the lights, you'll be the stars. You'll be the stars.
I saw 3 ships come sailing in on Christmas Day, on Christmas Day. I saw 3 ships come sailing in on Christmas Day in the morning. And all the souls of earth shall sing on Christmas Day, on Christmas Day.
May your heart be evergreen every December. In the heart of you believe and always remember that sugar plums dancing rain deep night. Santa always reads your letters and may you say you take on Christmas forever.
All right, so update, concert is over. We're about to head out, but that was absolutely phenomenal. Their best Christmas show that they've done so far. They've just taken up a notch. I think the production value, having Costin Mayer there, doing all the dances and stuff, I've seen them on TikTok before, that was super, super cool. So I loved that part of it. Just everything about it. The vocals were insane. Kevin, the fact that he was sick and did it remotely and it sounded fantastic was just incredible. There's a whole section with Kevin and Matt and Costin Mayer. It was epic, 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 epic. I loved it. Super, super fun show. Yeah, I'm so happy that I got to see them live again. It's been too long, and awesome time. So I hope you all enjoyed this vlog. All right, well, hopefully you enjoyed some of that. I just wanted to share my experience as I'm catching up with reactions so that you know, hey, I've still been here, I've still been around, still been seeing Pentatonix, and that was my, last big experience with the band. Since then, I haven't reacted to anything that they've done or whatever till today, so it's been months of that, but I'm finally glad to be catching up, and so I have one last thing to react to as of today, August 4th. And that is their cover of Creep. Very, very excited about this because now we're past all the holiday stuff. It's a brand new cover. I've heard good things about this. And I'm really, really excited. So there's no music video for this. I know they did this again on The Masked Singer. Excuse me. I'm not going to react to the actual Masked Singer performance just because it's NBC, or no, Fox, I think. Copyright stuff. I don't want to deal with all that. I will go watch that live performance myself later, but I do want to react to their studio release of the song. So without further ado, here is Creep. Ready, set, go. Oh, whoops, not yet. And go.
When you were here before, I couldn't look you in the eye. You're just like an angel. Your skin makes me cry. You float like a feather in a beautiful world. You're so very special. I wish I was special.
I love that. Ooh, the video itself, it just says Creep, but it's like moving in and out. Ooh. Sing it, Scott. Oh.
I don't care if it hurts.
Ooh.
I wanna have control.
Wait, what is?
I want the perfect soul. I want you to notice when I'm not around.
It's like that slight distortion to it, right? Like, that's interesting. Ooh. Mitch, what are you... What? How did they not win the show with this? They should have won the Masked Singer. What is happening? Ooh. Okay. What? How? How did they do this, man? This many years later, and like, they still surprise me. Oh my gosh. Like, I know, okay, so I know that Pentatonix, in general, like it or not, right, they've evolved their sound over the years. And it seems like the direction they're heading in is to start to embrace a little bit more going away from that traditional a cappella realm, adding in some instruments, doing things there. I mean, here, I know Kevin is insane with the beatboxing, but I'm pretty sure there was an actual, I think, maybe I'm wrong, somebody will let me know, actual like drum set used, at least for one part of it. And so they're adding additional instrumentation. They're kind of doing a bit more with it to experiment with their sound and kind of grow that, not be bound by a cappella. So some people may not, like it. I don't know if I necessarily have a preference. I mean, it's nice to have a cappella like that, but I also do like hearing something fresh and new. And I think this sort of evolution is natural and it's kind of fitting. And so, but what that means is as they embrace these, experimenting with things more and more, it just continues to be very surprising and just continues to be very interesting to hear. And I'm loving it. So, whatever it is, like it or hate that direction, it's good. It's good stuff. So I'm enjoying it. Man, I mean, their voices just, again, are just so good. I mean, like, Scott, just the like raspiness he has in his voice a little bit, and the kind of the soul behind it too. You can feel it. Mitch just melts you with those high notes. Like, come on. And then you can really just feel Matt's bass in there. I mean, the whole band is just killing it, but like, it's just good. My wife has been like bugging me for weeks. She's like, oh, she saw it because I saved it on my Apple Music thing. I just didn't listen to it. So in the car, she sees it there. She's like, I want to listen to that. I'm like, not yet. I haven't reacted to it. So she keeps bugging me. She's like, well, react to it. I'm like, I know, but I have like so many, I have to react to like all this stuff to catch up. Like, so I told her I'm finally reacting to it. And she's like, good, we can finally listen to it. I'm like, you can go ahead and listen to it. You don't have to wait for me. But she's been waiting too. So I know she's excited to hear this. Yeah, this is just so good. How did they not win the Masked Singer? Like, it's just rigged. It's rigged. I'm sorry, it's rigged. How do you do that and just not win? Like, it's rigged. But anyways, I think with that, I'm caught up. I know that was a very, very, very long reaction video. So if you listened or watched this whole thing, let me know in the comments. I appreciate you. If not, hey, at least I'm caught up. And if you ever want to go back and watch it, you have the stuff documented on there on YouTube. But I know they've just announced another song called I Rise, releasing on August 11th. Seemingly a new original. And it's the day before I see them in concert. So I am very, very excited. I plan to film a reaction video to I Rise and just continue to try and stay as best as I can to be caught up with reactions going forward. We'll see That's my goal, at least. Also, I just want to throw out there a couple things. So one, August 12th in Virginia, I am seeing Pentatonix again on tour. Got VIP and all that stuff. Just, it's Pentatonix. Going with my wife Maheen again. And just very, very excited to see them again and just have a good time. I can't wait. I'm so excited for that show. So I may or may not vlog or do something. We'll see. But I'm very, very excited for it. The other thing that I just wanted to throw out there is that I plan to do some reactions to some of Pentatonix's solo stuff. So here's the deal with the solo music. And this applies to Avi as well. I love the band, but I also love the individual members of the band. And I want to see them explore and do interesting creative things. And so where possible, and if I'm interested, I want to check out their own solo stuff, right? I've done that in the past. I did that with Kirsten stuff. I've done that for Avi, right? I've done that in the past. I watched all the Superfruit stuff. I can't remember if I really reacted to Superfruit or if I just watched it. Did I I don't even remember. It's been so long. But regardless, my point is Mitch has been doing Messer for a while, and I know there's another release of Messer stuff coming up as well. I have not listened to anything that Mitch has done for Messer, and I feel really bad, but I also, it's been one of those things that, like, I wanted to react to stuff, so I've been holding off on doing that. So I plan to do a big reaction to Messer. Same thing goes for Scott's solo stuff. I know he's released a bunch of songs, and now the Parallel EP as well. I want to react to that. I haven't listened to any of it. Mars that he released, haven't heard it. I heard like a couple seconds or whatever, some snippets here or there that was like, on accident. Like I heard kind of in a video, but I don't even remember what it was. But I want to react to that stuff. And I plan to. My only thing with the solo stuff, I'm just throwing this out there, is don't expect me to react to every single thing that is released. So I may react to select videos and songs where time permits. Life is busy, and with so many solo projects and things too, it's hard for me to commit to Pentatonix and other things. I want to check it out. I want to do it, but it's going to be one of those things that when I do my catch-up reactions on Messer and Scott stuff, I may not react to everything. I will listen to everything on my own later, but I'm going to select certain things to react to. At least going forward, we'll see. We'll see how it all goes. So I just want to throw that out there. But Pentatonix, I will continue to react to everything that they release. So with that, I think that's going to wrap it up for this reaction video. Thank you all for your patience. I appreciate it. I know it's been a long time, and I appreciate, those that have come along on this journey with me as well. I'm excited to get back to it, and not looking forward to editing this beast of a reaction, but I'm going to do it. I promise. And if you're watching it, I did it. So yeah, anyways, thank you all so much. As always, take care, and see you later.